Your Launchpad can be a really overwhelming place if it's not organized, and it's a spot that a lot of people find themselves wasting time looking for things. So we're going to spend a little time today learning about how to organize your Launchpad, and then you can work on setting yours up in a way that will work for you so that you can find things more easily. The first and most simplest thing you can do is organize your apps, which is the default, but if yours has gotten out of order, you can two-finger click in any of the blank spaces, go to Sort Apps, and sort by name. So now all of my apps here are organized alphabetically, and so they can be easier to find if I know the name of the app I'm looking for. Another really helpful tool is something called favorites. So you can see here that these apps that have stars are my favorites. If I want to add one, I'm going to two-finger click on the app and add to favorites. It will add a star, but it will also add down here on the dash. And that's really helpful because once I have it on the dash, then I can just click down here. If there's one you want to remove, you can just double or two-finger click on it and say remove favorite, and it will no longer be a favorite app of yours. A lot of kids like to use folders, so you might use folders for different categories of apps, different classes. Again, you're going to two-finger click, add folder. I'm going to call this Brain Pop. I want to make this a different color. And then I'm going to create. The folder itself is down at the bottom, but I can drag it to a different location if I want to. And to add things to it, I'm going to two-finger click on the apps I want to add to folder, and then these can all go into the Brain Pop folder. If for some reason I add an app, let's say I add this by accident, and I don't want it in there, I can go back into this folder, two-finger click, and remove from folder. So that's a really helpful way if you want to organize by categories or have things color-coded or things like that, and it can make it less overwhelming. Another really helpful feature is called tags. So if you two-finger click on an app, you can add a tag to it. So I'm going to add the Google tag here to Google Meet. And what's nice about that is you have the search bar up here, so I might search for Google, and that's one way I could find these. But if you have tags, you can just click up here, go to your Google tag, and then only your apps with that tag will show. So you could make tags for a specific class, you could make them for a specific category, a type of app, and so that can be really helpful to just narrow down what you're looking at. There's also what's called edit mode. So if you click on this, you'll see that it drops down and gives you options to edit. So this is another place you could add a folder. And so that's one option. And then there's different themes. So I could go to professional and have this look a little bit different. So this is a more clean format. If I want to go to primary, this is what it might look like if I wanted a little bit more like what an elementary school student would see. This is really nice because if you do have things well organized, it can be a cleaner look as well. Oops, let's go back to theme. I'm going to just continue to work in this classic theme so it looks similar to what you're used to seeing. You can change the app size. So if you want larger apps or smaller apps, you can see more or less at a time, you can do that. You can change the font style. So if you prefer to have this over that background, that for some people is easier to read, so that's really up to you. And then you can change the colors too. So let's say you want everything to be a different color. You see the top and the sides will change. And sometimes that's nice, so you can see down here, whoops, sorry. Let's see, I don't even know what I hit to end up here. Let me try this. You can see that down here I have this pink folder. So let's say I just wanted to make all my folders the same color. I'm going to go back into edit mode. I can make my palette that color too, and then things can kind of match. So I could make all my folders the same color and have the palette match, and then you can have sort of that look if you want everything to be the same color. So you can play around with those options as well if you want to see what different colors would look like. So that gives you an overview of the different ways you can organize your Launchpad, and really what we're looking to do is make things easier to find so you don't spend your time looking for what you need and can just get right into what you're looking for.